Hey, everybody. Hopefully, y'all have gotten back into your TikToks here for a little bit as we are back for our second episode of the night. Welcome to Top Rope Spoilers, a subsidiary of On the Ring Apron, as well as Mania Club. I am Steve.
I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Kia.
And our recent 6-year-old birthday boy in the other room is throwing a very disgruntled tantrum right now. So
He'll be all right.
hopefully his mood improves here shortly.
He'll be all right.
But welcome to, like I said, our second one. We did but the ladies did a Pour the Tea earlier where they talked about the bloodline and their heinous attack on Paul Heyman on SmackDown and where that's potentially leading.
Shame.
And we just got done watching the WrestleMania 40 Behind the Curtain documentary. What a chance to go through that ride once again.
It was wonderful.
Like we've never seen it before.
Swear, me and Kia dramatic selves over here as we watching the matches again. Oh, like we didn't see that live.
No, for real.
Gasp.
Commentating on things we've already seen, but we act like we hadn't seen it in a year.
But each one of us, even off camera, and we could say it here, I think, on camera, it was one of the most fun build-ups we've had to WrestleMania in quite some time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm loving the fact, and I know this is kind of a sidebar conversation before we get into Heatwave or whatever. Seth, Roman, you have to understand, coming from the Shield, those are probably some of the strongest motherfuckers ever. And so, for the fact that...
We have children who watch the show, Kia.
Okay, well,
Muckers.
You know what you do. Can you edit that out for me?
No, we're live.
But when you put it on YouTube, you can edit it. So, with that being said, I'm thinking... You have to think. Roman held that title for 4 years. 4 years. And he was tired. You could tell he was tired just looking at his face. God bless him. Seth was injured or was coming back from injury, and
she's tearing up now. She misses her tribal chief.
It's been too long, man. No, for real. Look.
Yeah, I saw the tears coming out of your eyes. I just chose not to say nothing because I didn't want to put you on the spot like that.
I'm telling you.
And then Seth, coming back from an injury, just sustaining an injury, and him wrestling not one night but 2 nights, and literally giving it all he had, literally gave and got it back. So kudos to him. And Cody and The Rock, Final Boss, and American Nightmare, bravo to y'all, but still y'all were nothing like Roman and Seth, and we're gonna leave it at that.
Well, you may have noticed also on top of the couch over there is our honorary third lady of the crew who somehow always seems to find her way over into the camera line as soon as the camera goes live. But this is the third or fourth straight show that she has appeared over here, so she
must like y'all.
She really...
Her brother's down below.
The damn toes.
And yes, he's breathing, so everybody calm down.
That boy be knocked out.
Yeah, sleep is an Olympic sport in this house. But either way, we are here to talk about NXT Heatwave. Thank you all for everybody that came back and joined us. If you've got an opportunity, go into the live chat. The community post on our YouTube has all of our ability to be able for the OTRAs to make their selections. So definitely make sure you go in there. Money in the Bank ones are already online. Been seeing a couple of surprises in there so far early. The ones for Heatwave will go live tomorrow. But we are seeing our predictions now, so you at least can know who we chose. You see the scoreboard above me. We don't have an official sponsor for this episode, unfortunately. We had to, keep the lights on for Money in the Bank, but nothing for Heatwave, so we're going to have to eat the cost on this one ourselves.
Sponsor us. Me and Alyssa eat there every single day after our house. Sponsor us, please.
Good gracious.
Big back knee.
Big back. Big back.
We be earning that junk. I don't care, man. Whatever. Anyway.
Okay.
We'll see what we can do. I'll send a letter, see if the Croc family will help us out here, but
Thanks so much.
They will not. Oh, dear.
But
either way, but the scoreboard's up, so let me go ahead and get ready to get started here. Take the scoreboard down, get the 5-minute timer up. 6 matches currently set for the NXT Heatwave card, so we'll go ahead and get the clock started here. First of all, we will open with the what they're now calling the countdown match. Used to be called the pre-show match, but now it's in the countdown show, which will be before the live event actually begins. But that is scheduled to currently be a tag team match as a pair of Canadians get an opportunity to be able to return back home and compete in front of their home crowd as the team of Karmen Petrovic and Arianna Grace, who do not like each other, but both being from Canada, feel that this is an opportunity to be able to find their way onto the card. They both have been having issues with their opponents in the form of the masked Jacy Jayne and her apprentice Jazmyn Nix, so they will go head-to-head in tag team action in Toronto. Now, this has been one that's kind of been the culmination of a couple of little minor storylines through NXT up to this point. No real championships, no real direction, honestly, for either of the four at this time. Of course, Karmen was recently in the corner of Natalya when she went into Underground against Shayna Baszler, or against Lola Vice with Shayna Baszler as well. And then Karmen has been kind of sitting in flux. Arianna going through her original story with Gigi Dolan, but Gigi's injury forcing her to have to kind of go side on hers. So, you're looking at, the directions of each of them. You know that eventually one or many of these women are going to get a push in the women's division, but getting a chance to open up on a premium live event card, especially in your hometown, has to mean something.
I mean, it would mean something to me if, I was a wrestler and I got to perform somewhere in Texas, Austin, Texas, Killeen, Texas, Dallas. It don't matter. For me,
we sent a belt to Killeen earlier this week.
Huh?
Little sidebar there. We sent a belt to Killeen this week.
Oh, okay.
Neat.
I mean, it would mean something to me if I was going back home to wrestle in front of, my people, my family, my friends, that for me would be, homecoming. But you don't always win, and you sometimes lose. Well, y'all got that. So either way, I'm kind of hoping it works for both ladies who, for some reason, don't like each other. And I'm going to leave it at that because I'm not going to act up in this show.
It sounds like a terrible motivational speech. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
No, for real. I'm being...
Hey, man, you gotta have both sides of the coin, man.
But every fight out of control. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But I'm just gonna leave it at that.
He's just gonna go drink with Oos. What you mean?
Right?
Yeet.
Have some libations.
Who? Alyssa, your thoughts on this one?
Child, I don't have much to say about this. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. In all seriousness, though, I feel like you're looking at kind of the future of the roster, plus Jacy, because she's been here a little while.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you're looking at the future. It's like, who do we see growing into the next star? I mean, we saw two of them last night, right? Karmen Petrovic and Jazmyn Nix.
Jazmyn
right?
Nix. They went head to head with Jazmyn pulling the upset.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
The upset.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, again, I don't really have much to say on this one just because you haven't really seen them much. Like you said, she was in Natalya's corner. You don't really see her. So there's not much.
I think this is an opportunity for you to be able to see what's there.
Right.
Like you pointed out with Jacy, obviously the breakup of Toxic Attraction 2 years ago, she's been in complete flux ever since.
Yeah.
And for the other three, it seems like each time they get a story, the primary other person in the story either gets hurt or gets rewritten. And so these are four women that need direction of some kind.
I feel like, honestly, with all respect to, I think, Jacy, I feel like she's come back. She's had her face misconstrued, her nose misconstrued. I mean, she looks...
No one respected her till she put on the mask.
She looks good. She looks like a hot mess, but it's okay because Cody understood that tragedy that was going on because he's already been there, done that. And bless his heart, he gave her his mask. But what I'm saying is I feel like they need to do something
Dashing
with her.
Jacy Jayne?
Don't do it. No. Refigure it out.
Trademark pending.
Don't mess this up.
Don't mess it up, please.
Don't mess this up for me.
I'm just thinking they need to do something with her.
Don't ruin this for me.
She was good when she was with Toxic Attraction, and since they've separated, Amanda's gone her way, and Jacy Jayne or Gigi, excuse me, is injured. It's just they're not doing right.
They've just got to get them back on track.
They got to get all of them
They've
back
got
on
to
track.
get everybody on the track.
Well, I mean, I just feel like there's a perfect opportunity here. It's got to be open license at this point, but dun 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 dun. Jacy
I was
Jayne.
gonna say Batman, but okay.
That works too. Either way, moving on to our picks here because we've run out of time down there in the corner. I go first because I've got the edge pending, of course, Money in the Bank, but we don't know what those scores are yet. Hometown crowd backing them. I've got to go Grayson Petrovic.
That sounds good to me,
For no other reason than that. I just think hometown pop to open the show, get them good and riled up.
Hometown pop plus Nick's barely got, over Petrovic, adding another force on both sides. I like Petrovic and Grace as well.
I'm going to jump ship, and I'm going to go with the other team.
Okay.
And that is my pick.
Anybody who didn't see our top rope spoilers, Kia went off away from the rest of us a lot, so she's either going to be way ahead or way behind at the end of this. So this I better keep this warm. Although technically this belongs to Alyssa at the moment, but
Right.
I'm getting to sport it for this episode. It looks nice on my shoulder. I think it might need to be here. I think I might need to hold on to this like I do the fantasy football trophy just for a very long time.
Close your eyes.
Turn
off the camera.
Oh Lord, here we go again.
I like how you've had that title for almost 2 years,
Right.
and somehow he needs to he
Been humble every step of the way.
He
But
gets- he finally
this
gets-
man get the lead for 2 premium live events and don't know how to act.
He finally gets past the street sweepers.
Swear to God! Don't know how to act. But we're gonna mind our business. It's okay.
I watched as the volume meter went all the way through the max on that one.
I apologize.
I don't.
Moving to our
time.
second match. Every other match we have on the card, all 5 of the main card matches are all championship matches. Let's start off with our first one, which is for the NXT Tag Team Championships. As the incumbent champions of Axiom and Nathan Frazer will take on former tag team champions Chase U.
I'm not gonna lie to you, and I love
My wake up tone every morning. No joke, seriously. We wake up to Chase U every day. Now, the interesting story play behind this is the fact that everyone got behind Axiom and Frazer. They actually had to put their ability to stay as a team on the line all the way back at the NXT just following Stand and Deliver in order to be able to get another shot at the tag team titles. They've been successful defending over multiple teams, but lately the story has been that Frazer seems more occupied in trying to win back the Heritage Cup or the Speed Championship. Now, he was unsuccessful in a match, albeit a good one, against the Don, Tony D'Angelo, a couple of weeks ago on NXT. He also lost to Xavier Woods last night on Speed. So, well, I guess technically it'd be earlier today if it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
So earlier today against Xavier Woods. So Woods will be the one facing Andrade for the Speed title next. But ultimately, you end up, looking at this essential storyline that it seems like Frazer just isn't invested in this anymore. And obviously, Axiom's worried that, that he's not taking the tag team title run seriously. And so he wants to know, hey, are you going to be there when we need you? Now, flipping over to Chase U, though, they're dealing with Ridge Holland, and where does he fit into all of this? Because half of Chase U is fine with him being there, feeling he deserves redemption. The other half saying, no, we don't think he needs to be here. He doesn't deserve to be a part of this. So both teams are in a lot of flux right now, which makes this an interesting title match.
I'm going to go on the record, and I'm going to state, I've been watching the last couple of weeks. If I'm Axiom, I'm not going to lie to you. I'd be nervous. I'd be worried because I'm literally trying to pull my partner back in the direction of us keeping these tag titles, but your mind is elsewhere. Like when you flash out to when you slow breeze flash out to the ring, that's exactly where your mind is, wherever you happen to be. I'm not liking the effect. I love Axiom and I love Nathan Frazer. I really do. The team is awesome, but you have to think, you had to literally fight tooth and nail, hand and fist, to stay a team and to win those tag titles. And right now, Frazer's mind is, I don't know where it is, but it's split. It's not with him. So if I'm Axiom, I'd be worried. Chase U with the whole Chase U and the Ridge Holland thing. And have we seen my boy? What's his name? Thea's boo thing.
Austin
Riley. What's his name?
No, that's Big Booty.
That's a Braves baseball player.
That's Big Booty.
I'm talking about
Riley
Osborne.
Riley Osborne.
Oh, I was right.
I wanted to give her every opportunity to get there on her own, but we've been watching the Braves in the All-Star pick, so
I'm
go
just
for it.
saying. Chase U has.
Thanks for the follow, Daniel.
Chase U has their own thing going on, and I'm a little bit worried about that too. I feel like Ridge deserves, for everything that he's been through, and we got to go to the PLE and we saw how he's been facing these different challenges. Chase U, I thought was supposed to be a second go for it. Like everybody gets to come into Chase U, and the way he's being treated, it's like half Chase U wants him there and the other half doesn't. So for me, I feel like if he's trying to do the right thing, so let him, and let that be what it is. But both teams are like in flux. They're literally sitting in limbo, like some of these toilets we be seeing in these houses.
We can't play tonight, y'all.
We got to the 16-minute mark, and they're on their shit.
Sorry.
Alyssa, your thoughts? We got about a minute left before picks.
All right, about a minute. Let me give you 30 seconds of solid goodness. All right. When it comes to Nathan, Frazer, and Axiom, you've seen them take on everybody. Now, granted, what are you looking? Don't look at my arm like that. That's crazy. Now, granted, before when they were taking on these other teams, they seemed a little more focused. They seemed a little more in sync. You could definitely tell that they were locked in together. Now you kind of got that question mark with Nathan kind of wanting to do his own thing, kind of wanting to dabble with other things. And it's like, okay, but at the end of the day, Axiom showed up for Nathan. So I'm pretty sure that he will have the same in return, because that's what partners do. When it comes to Chase U, hey, if you are inclusive to everybody, you're inclusive to everybody. See, I might just have to let him.
Need this to be
it's a teachable moment. Yeah, you're gonna have to take him in, man. There were a lot of people. If memory serves me, they didn't like Duke either, right?
No,
Duke was not. Duke was not on board with this at first.
And now look at him.
And even Thea had her little bit of time where she decided she wanted to branch off with Jacy Jayne, ironically enough.
So
Chase has made his own mistake. Andre's made his own mistakes as well. So it's not perfect.
This was not perfect, so why not give Ridge a chance? I'm just saying. But,
exactly.
Well, that transitions well into picks. Two teams, obviously, with very visible cracks in it. So now, which way do you lean, and who walks out of Toronto as tag champs? Alyssa, you're up first.
Okay. I think Axiom and Frazer will find a way.
Okay, so do you think it's more along the lines, just real brief, is it because Axiom has to pull extra, or do you think Frazer shows up?
I think he shows up. Again, he showed up for him when he needed him. I think he'll do the same in return.
Gotcha. Kia?
I think he's going to zoom into the match, zoom out, so I don't feel like they got this match. I'm going to go with Chase U taking the win, taking the W. They got this.
Taking the dub!
We've seen Chase U face other adversities. What's one more? What's one more adversity, to say? And they've taken wins and they've taken losses. But for me, this is a win all day.
Okay. So, Chase U officially.
Yes.
All right. Well, I can sum mine up very simply. Put that there. Let me center myself, and then we can just kind of fold in those thumbs a little bit to make ourselves a nice little dub right there. Frazer's checked out. That's my viewpoint on this. He wants to focus. Honestly, he wants the Heritage Cup. Right. And granted, his name's been on it before, but I think this is where they've got to, I think this is where it ends up. And Chase U will be able to thrive on the chaos. Ridge has proven that he's willing to do what it takes to try to be a good member of the university, and I do feel like this is where it kind of sets itself up. Maybe a potential heel run for Chase U as a group at this stage, but I do think we see a title change here. I'm going to go with Chase U.
Okay.
Coolness. 2 down again. Those of you just joining us, we've had a couple of follows and a lot of people in the chat. Feel free to throw your comment, throw your picks in there. Give us something else to chat about during our segments during that break period. And, of course, if you want to throw in your vote to try to match up with the OTRAs, they're only one behind me at the moment for, season 5. I can't believe 5 years already of doing this.
Right.
We have moved quite nicely along. But ultimately, there is a bug on my keyboard. Now there isn't. I don't know where he went, but he's not on the keyboard anymore. Y'all saw that, right? Yes, of course you saw it. Oh, never mind. The cat's on it. We'll go down to cat vision here if this thing gets within sight. But either way, let's move to match 3. This is going to be, our first, another big moment inside the NXT universe. This will be the first live defense on a premium live event of the brand new Women's North American Championship, as Kelani Jordan and Sol Ruca, 2 friends, will now have an opportunity to be able to compete for the new women's mid-card title in NXT. Now, Sol Ruca ended up being far and away the best person at the Women's Combine to set themselves up for the ladder match that ultimately happened in Las Vegas. However, the person who was 5th on that list was Kelani Jordan. She managed to get herself in and happened to be right place, right time. And even though Sol Ruca was the one that honestly stole the show, it was Kelani Jordan that was able to climb the ladder in Las Vegas and win the prestige of being the first Women's North American Champion. Yours truly went viral for it, so I am now hashtag Kelani guy now. But every single time they show it, and they show her pulling that championship belt off of the thing, they show a big fat guy in a green Mania Club jersey. That's me. And you can spot Alyssa off to my side. She's smiling, but probably is more laughing at me than, anything else. And you just, again, she loves to be a part of this. Now she's like, where's that bug? But either way, Kelani Jordan is, has prided herself on, being the first and, having an opportunity to be able to be the first ever Women's North American Champion has been something she's taken a lot of pride in. But most people were expecting that Sol Ruca was going to be the first person to win the championship. And even though she absolutely showed up and showed out, was unable to finish the job, now you look at the opportunity for Sol to get a one-on-one match against a person that she has beaten before. So Kelani may be going in as champion, but I really do feel like most people are viewing her as the underdog in this match. So I'll pass it to Alyssa here to give her thoughts on not just Kelani as champion, but also the matchup against a friend that also wants an opportunity to mark her place in the history books.
I mean, being a friend is great, but when we step in this ring, we ain't really friends. You're my competitor. So
Checks and championships, dog!
Yeah, I was about to say. So hopefully they both go into it with that mindset, because having a friend is great. But when gold is on the line, that ain't got nothing to do with me, Bookie. I'll help you up when I get done whooping your behind. That's what I think. We'll sit there and get a little hug, a little huggy, little pat, and I will take my championship and I will move on to the next. I will say Sol was very impressive in the match. Again, I don't know. Me personally, she doesn't, how do I nicely put this?
She doesn't stand out.
Yeah. I mean,
Surfer Charlotte.
That's pretty much it.
Like, that's what it is. So I've enjoyed watching the other people in the match I've enjoyed watching the other people in the matches because, some of them are things that we haven't seen before. So I'm just leave it at that.
Okay.
So for me,
she got a cool finisher though.
Oh yeah.
Okay. That's about the only thing that's cool about
the
this
Soul
girl.
Snatcher. Oh, it's one of the best in the game.
I'm about to get off my phone. I'm not playing with her. She's trying to beef with all the WWE. The roster gonna show up at our door.
Actually, I might be okay with that.
Open
the
like her, she did it.
Open the door. Open the door.
Right.
We're gonna throw rocks through our windows.
No, but with all
little hawk tua.
Spit
on
the thing.
God, I hate y'all.
We had to do. We had to. Look, even I'm involved.
All over here on us. All right.
Okay, so for me, Kelani has been very inspirational, very empowering. You know, she has the heart for this business. She's come in, and even though she might have been the shortest or the smallest or not the quickest, when she was in that Columbine, she came in 5th. We're not gonna
Combine. Oh my Lord.
Combine. With the little extra beside Combine. Words ain't been our strength today.
No,
we both been like
y'all, when she was in that facility, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Combine.
My bad. She came in 5th, and that I don't think that stopped her from doing what she needed to do to win, for me, her title. I mean, it's a great thing. It's just getting to see her, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Me and Lena were sitting here, and the show had started, the PLE had started, and we were looking at it, we were enjoying it, and then she wins, and it was great. I was loving it for her. I was rooting for her. I was cheering for her. It was amazing. She was immaculate. And then I see a dude with a green jersey on and a bald head and
shaved
head. And then I saw a light skinned girl sitting next to him that had the glasses. They were very easy to spot. I'm just saying, for her to win, for her to sit here and before she even had the title, she manifested that thing into existence. So did I use the words correctly?
Yeah.
She manifested what she wanted into reality, into existence, and I'm not mad at her. Now, Soul, on the other hand, I'm not going to do you dirty. I'm just going to leave it alone. You will not beat Kelani, and that's all I'm going to say for you.
So you're up first on this one. So is that leading into your pick?
Yes, sir, it is. Like, Kelani, you got this, girl. You scrub the floor with her. Scrub the floor with her, please. Just like
with the beach water,
sand, water, surfboard, whatever you got. Just scrub the floor with her.
Hit her with a back pen. Just.
All right, so Kia going Kelani Jordan. Well, first of all, my pick shouldn't be a mystery. I mean, I can't be the hashtag Kelani guy and not pick Kelani Jordan in her first defense. But I think she's embraced the underdog role. I really think that she has, absolutely set her place up, and she's going into this match where a lot of people feel like Soul is the favorite, despite the fact that she's the challenger in this match. But I think that is a role that she's embraced. I like the play on both of them with the whole gymnastics role with us getting ready to start the Olympics here in the next month or so. I like the idea of getting the two resident gymnasts, Kelani, of course, the pride of Michigan State, taking the time to, really show what she can do, and, has been honored with the opportunity. But I can't be the Kelani guy if I don't pick Kelani Jordan, so that's who I'm going with.
I thrice am going to take.
Here we go.
Thrice am going to take Kelani Jordan.
Not twice, but thrice.
But no, I can't see somebody making that historic, getting to go over that precipice and make the historic, I'm the first, and then boom, fall flat on your face, see your first time defense. I can't see that.
Well, it's her first PLE defense. She technically defended against Mi Shin.
Yeah, excuse me. Her first PLE defense. At that stage, I'd just be like, well, I'm just going to take my glasses off.
Well, it was fun.
I'm going to put them on the thing, and that was all I wrote.
So, Kelani across the board. I like it. All righty. Well, that puts us at the halfway point of our show. Once again, if you've got your picks, throw them in the chat. If you're watching this later on YouTube, first of all, why are you not watching us live on TikTok? Follow us here. You can look over here to my right, and underneath the ladies and the spinning fire logo there. That's a cool ass logo. At Logo Animators on Instagram for anybody that's wondering. But you can see all the different social medias we're on. We're on Hive, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, of course, Cameo, X, and TikTok. Yeah. Like I said, we just joined Cameo, still waiting to pick up our first one. Do you want to be that first one? Birthday shout-outs, anniversaries, graduations, just saying hi. Anniversaries. But we'll see how all that ends up panning itself out. But let's move into match number 4, staying in the North American scene, but now moving on to the men's side, as we will see the North American Championship be defended in a last chance match, our second one of the weekend, as Seth Rollins also getting his last chance for the World Heavyweight Championship. This one, however, involving the former North American champion, Wes Lee, who, of course, had to give up the championship due to injury. a little under a year ago, he now will face the seemingly unstoppable Oba Femi, who is undefeated since signing his nil deal, winning the breakout tournament, and then becoming North American champion. He has taken on all challengers, including several multi-man matches, and Oba has absolutely dominated.
Yeah.
Now you look at Wes Lee, significantly smaller, significantly less in strength, probably faster than Oba, though.
Yeah.
But he has clamored for the entire time that he's been back. It's my North American title. When you think of the belt, I'm who people think of, and he wants it back. Oba fine with giving him his one-on-one championship rematch under the condition, though, that this is Wes Lee's only shot at it. So if Wes is unsuccessful in winning the North American Championship from Oba Femi, he does not get another shot at it as long as Oba is champion, very similar to how Seth will not get another shot at the World Heavyweight title should Damian beat him at Money in the Bank the night before. Oba has looked flat out unstoppable in NXT. People that are far larger than Wes, such as Dijak, such as Joe Gacy, such as all the members of Gallus together have tried their hand at Oba. And, of course, Wes Lee has also had his shot at Oba as well, and no one has been able to take the gargantuan giant down. It seems like his stranglehold on the North American Championship is pretty secure, but Wes Lee always seems to find that little extra when the pressure is on the line, and with him knowing this is his only chance at it, how do we feel about it?
Wes Lee has always been the person, in my opinion, in and out of the ring that takes whatever life throws at him and doesn't view it in a negative light at all. For me, I feel like West, he's quick, he's fast. That, to me, he's right. When I think of that title, I think of Wes Lee. I think of all the times he fought others and was a fighting champion. And he called on others. He's like, I'm in the middle of this ring. I'm here when you want me. I'm not going nowhere, and this title ain't either. So for him to be a fighting champion, it broke my heart seeing him hobble out off the ramp into the ring when he had to relinquish the title, and it
crying all his tears.
No, for real, it made me really sad. It was a heartbreaking thing to see someone who has pushed himself to be the best of the best having to relinquish the title.
Well, we talked about in previous episodes, going back even a year ago, where Wes Lee was that person that was not supposed to be a single success.
No.
He was a tag team wrestler virtually every step of the way.
Yeah.
And not only did he, enter the singles world, he thrived in it.
He did.
And then injury has sidelined him, and now he's trying to find his place again, where he's just not quite there to get to main roster yet, but also needs to find his spot back in the fold of what has been a now very different looking NXT than when he left.
You know how, Alyssa, you always state when you've had a rough day and you've gone through and you've had a long day and that one wrestler perks you up the moment you see him? You said Seth, and I agree with that sentiment.
Oh, yeah.
Wes Lee is for me, on the men's side of things, Wes Lee would be the person when I'm having a bad day and I just want to see a good wrestling match outside of Stacks. Wes Lee is the guy that I look to. His entrance is cool. His music is cool. He is cool. But now Oba, that's a big man.
No, I know those wrestling girls and Stephanie Hypes, I know, would definitely agree with that assessment of Wes Lee and whatnot. So, I'm being pointed. What are we looking at?
She's hunting.
Excellent. The cat is Perez has found the bug.
No. She's hunting your hand.
Oh, well, she can't have my hand. I need those hands. I can't IT without my hands.
Oba is a big man. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah. There are very few people that kind of made me go, when it comes to Oba. Wes is definitely one of them. There's one main difference between this match and the other one where he was in the triple threat with Joe.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have other outside interference. So it's like, will it help? Will it hurt? I don't know. But also, what else are they going to do with Wes? Do they think Wes is ready to go to the next tier? Because in his run as North American champion, He was beating all the same people Carmelo was beating.
Right.
He was running in the same circle with all the other champions that we've had since he's been hurt. So what's not to say he's not ready to move on to the next thing?
Exactly, and you wonder, is this perhaps the swan song for him?
Exactly.
Is this perhaps something, where he gets that little breakthrough SummerSlam and then maybe he debuts?
Oh, no, I'm not saying main roster. I'm saying maybe as just NXT champion.
Possibly.
Rather than just being the North American.
And, and the direction of the championship is certainly, the title, the main title has certainly changed, but we'll get more on that here in a little bit. We're back around to me to open things up. I love everything that Wesley brings to the table, but also y'all know that I've been a big proponent of Oba Femi. First of all, Alabama, come on, I got to root for my Roll Tide guy. But at the same time, Oba's done nothing but absolutely dominate, and it's one of those feelings that's like, when he takes that first loss, it's going to have to be a big deal, and it's going to have to be to someone. This is honestly, I'm gonna use a quick symmetry here, but this run that Oba Femi is giving is what NXT should have given to Keith Lee about 3 years ago. This is what Keith Lee should have been handed, this type of run. It still boggles my mind that NXT somehow fumbled Keith Lee.
They really did.
But, contract's up soon. Maybe. Come on.
They fumbled the ball real
bad.
But
they fumbled him bad. But either way,
Oba's
Oba's run, though, has been nothing short of just absolutely dominant. I do think that Wes is going to find that extra gear, is going to be able to be the cardiac kid that we've always seen him to be. Oba's too much, though, and I do feel for him because this will be his last shot, but like you said, maybe greater things await. A greater destiny is in Wes's future, but the run is going to continue. I've got Oba retaining.
Oh my God!
I couldn't pass it up.
All right. In all seriousness, though, this one's a head and heart pick because
and we know how much he loves those.
Nothing more than Wes having his title back, but I have seen Oba in person.
That is a big dude.
A big
The camera
man.
does not do it justice.
My God, and he moves relatively quick. He is intentional with how he moves. And dear Lord, anybody who is on the other side of that ring, I feel for you. Just like them rings feel, the ropes feel for you. That mat feels for you. You gonna feel for you. I like Oba to retain. I almost said Obi too. Lord help. Send help, y'all.
Okay.
And I'm not that help because I'm probably
she's not. She's gonna be our shit. Okay.
Right, for real. I like Oba. I think he stands for something good to hold the title, and he's going to hold that title as long as he wants to. And y'all know I do not like to pick against my guy, Wesley. For me, with that being said, I am gonna have to go Oba Femi.
Here she go, Obi.
No, we all did it.
No, I said Oba. Obi. Oba. Don't be doing me like
Oba across the board.
Yeah.
Like
and Wesley, if you're seeing this, it's nothing against you.
Hell no. It's time for you to move up.
I feel like you're meant for something better. Honey,
he did.
He showed it, and he looked good doing it too.
Exactly. So we'll go ahead and officially put that on the books, and we've got 2 to go. So just a little bit more to go, but again, there's still time to throw your stuff in there, and of course, be looking on our YouTube community page for your opportunity to be able to throw your votes in for who you think is going to win each of the respective matches. The OTRA's currently right in the thick of it. Only 4 points separate first from last between all of us. So we are now. We'll get copywritten for that. So please don't sing that.
I didn't say anything.
Sure, she didn't. What did she say? Did anybody hear it? Throw it in the comments if you did. But we've got 2 matches to go. Let's go to the penultimate main event here, and that is for the NXT Women's Championship. As we expect the Fatal 4-Way for the NXT title to main event. But this is definitely one that we've been seeing coming for a couple of months now, but now it's going to finally take fruition as Roxanne Perez will defend her NXT Women's Championship against the ever-spicy Latina Lola Vice. Now, Lola, of course, has been on the scene as being the main person that has transitioned from MMA to WWE. Of course, not the first person to do it. We've had Ronda Rousey, we've had Shayna Baszler, Matt Riddle, etc. But Lola is the first person that is going to attempt to try to make that transition into a significant run through NXT. Lola, however, though, has started showing a little bit of her sensitive side as well, with especially the presser and the back and forth, the face-to-face she had with Roxanne yesterday on NXT, where she basically opened up about her mom being sick and her mom essentially forcing Lola to have to make some tough decisions for the family in terms of her saying, look, I had to go into what I wanted to do in terms of MMA a lot younger and a lot sooner than I should have because of the fact that I was trying to take care of my family. And you had the audience in tears. You had people truly supporting a Lola Vice that doesn't allow herself to be vulnerable too often. We had an opportunity, of course, Alyssa and I, to see Lola fight in person in Vegas against Shayna Baszler in Underground. And honestly, she looked impressive. Neither of us picked her, so, shame on us. But at the end of the day, she looked impressive and definitely plays the part. Now, Roxanne, on the other hand, has taken the heel role and has absolutely run with it. She makes you seethe. She makes you feel, like you're just ready for someone to just punch her in the nose. And so far, now on 2 different occasions, Lola has been able to knock her out and woke up to find Ava holding her championship in her office because Lola carried it in there. Lola, of course, also was the breakout tournament winner, but failed to cash in a match that also involved Roxanne Perez at Vengeance Day, another event we were at, that also involved Lyra Valkyria, the champion at the time. So Lola has been waiting for this opportunity. She's been built up for this chance, and is going to try to become the first Cuban ever to win an NXT or WWE championship belt. This is kind of another opportunity for a little bit of history from the Cuban side. So you've got the prodigy going up against the person that literally Heatwave should describe in Lola Vice.
LOL, I'm sorry. I just got a little flashback of us watching the Lyra and Roxanne match and having her dance her little happy ass out there, get hit, get knocked out, and then lose. I'm sorry. I'm not even doing Lola.
The women's breakout contract has not been very favorable to the people who have won it so far.
I was about to say that, but also the growth that she has had since then.
Mm-hmm.
Like, back then she was a lot of bark.
Think about it. It was only 5 months ago.
I know. Back then, I was just like, okay, and?
You shake your ass on Instagram. I could take her,
I could get her, I could leave her, I really don't care. But now that you're adding a little bit more of the personal side, you're adding in the history, you're adding in her match with Shayna.
I mean, call it what it is. I mean, Shayna's no slouch. Multiple-time NXT Women's Champion. Multiple-time champion on the main roster.
I walked in there with
Ronda
my chest
Rousey, who
up.
then got beat by Lola.
Yeah,
so
I walked in there with my chest up saying, Shayna about to take her ass to the damn town. And
she did. I did too.
She threw her off the thing. But that's not the point. The point is, Lola has been doing her thing. And I feel like we finally have somebody who will back up the talk that she's been doing. And that's what we need. Roxanne needs a little lesson. I'm sorry.
She needs to be humbled.
She needs to be humbled. And I think Lola would be a very, very good person to do it.
Well, I mean, and you see that's what Ava's been trying to do, is trying to humble Roxanne, saying like, look, you're asking for me to send you the best, and I'm sending you the best. I've sent multiple people. You had to beat Lyra essentially twice in order to be able to get it. You made your run, then even went to TNA to get Jordan Grace, the champion over there, and now all of a sudden you're going to face Lola Vice coming fresh and hot off her win over Shayna Baszler. So, is this the right person we feel to humble Roxanne?
Girl, in a black household, when
parents
used to say, stop your crying before I give you something to cry about.
Please!
I need Lola to give her something to cry about. Do what you did to Shayna. And, oh my God, I can't believe that. I said that. Do what you did to Shayna to Roxanne. Knock her off her pedestal. Throw her in the river. Drown her. Do what you gotta do. But girl.
We do not condone murder or drownings on the show.
No, but we do condone throwing crybabies overboard. Amen. He appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in...
Yes, that is my text tone for my phone to remind me to go take my medication at night before I go to sleep.
I'm just saying.
Anxiety.
I'm just saying, Lola, you have to think, for me, I don't like either one. But if I had to pick, I am going to pick the person that is actually has shown different sides of herself. She's shown she's spicy and she can dance, so she's a hot tamale. She's fiery. She's shown that pit bull side of her when Shayna was training her, and I hate to say it, but she used everything that Shayna taught her against Shayna, and nobody in my time that I've watched Shayna, and I've been watching her for a long, long time before WWE, has done that. So for you to actually do what you need to do, now you're showing your vulnerability to everybody, and now getting that backstory from Lola, she can go ahead and whoop up on crybaby Roxanne.
Well, official picks are up, and Alyssa, you're up first on this one.
I like a title change here.
Lola?
I want to see Lola. Yeah,
All
I want
right.
to see what she can do. And yeah, I feel like Roxanne needs to learn a lesson. I've been saying this the last few events, and I've been picking against her behind. And it's time. Lola, I need you to handle the business, okay?
Okay.
Handle the business.
I'm going to go ahead, and Roxanne's going to cry either way. So she's either going to come out scalding, angry, mad, or she's gonna cry because people that she's not getting no respect. So Lola, I'm picking you. Please don't make me regret this. I'm picking you.
I swear to God, I need this point.
I need this point.
Well, I'm going to give y'all every opportunity to be able to secure said point because I'm going to actually take Roxanne to retain.
Of course she is.
Screw off. No, honestly, I really do feel like the end game here, we've seen this story on the main roster before, but I really do feel like the end game of Roxanne's run is going to ultimately be Ava. You know, I know that seems odd to see, the GM's going to come out and she's going to fight, but let's all forget that Ava's not... is no slouch herself in the ring. She may not be quite up to the run of a Roxanne Perez, but eventually at some point Ava is just going to finally have enough of Roxanne's mouth and is going to do what she has to do to get that title off of her, which of course will just fuel the Roxanne push of, the heel turn even more. But I do feel like this will be another one where I think Lola is going to have every opportunity, but Roxanne, in her typical prodigy stage, is going to find a way to be able to slink around it once again, and it once again will play itself out. Let's also remember that there were 4 other challengers originally for this championship as well, and Lola ended up being the one who was selected in the end. So I do feel like there's more stories to tell. So I'm actually going to give you every opportunity to get your point. So I will take Roxanne to retain. We'll see what happens. Either way, let's move to the main event, our only multi-person championship match on the card, and it is for the NXT Championship, as we will see the incumbent champion, Trick Williams, trickin' ain't easy.
No, it ain't.
Facing what he even has described himself as his toughest challenge to date, as he will face 3 other guys in a fatal 4-way match. First pinfall or submission takes the championship, as he faces the chairman, Shawn Spears, all ego Ethan Page, and the new upstart, Javion Evans. So you look at the fact that originally this was supposed to be a one-on-one between Trick Williams and Javion Evans, because Javion ended up winning the multi-brand, multi-promotional, Joe Hendry's there, viral moment battle royal that got him on the board. See, my phone needed to play 5 minutes later. We should have set the time better. But ultimately, since that time, including on the same night that he won the battle royal, Javion Evans got beat by Ethan Page. And then the next week, Shawn Spears ended up beating Trick Williams. So ultimately, you have seen both the champion and challenger #1 contender both get pinned in NXT action against the other two respective challengers. We all have seen what Shawn Spears is capable of doing in terms of his time being back, and of course, for Kia and I, his time as Ty Dillinger on the show as well.
Perfect 10.
And Ethan Page has come in and immediately been inserted right into the title picture from the very beginning after his signing from TNA. Javon Evans gives off all the vibes of being potentially the next Wes Lee or even the next Carmelo Hayes if you look at it the right way. And of course, we've made multiple mentions over the last several years about how Trick has carried himself from, a hype man to right now the person that everybody wants to be in NXT. Once again, another showing that hard work is everything. Yeah. So now with Trick having to face 3 other competitors and not even having to be involved in the decision, this one is going to be his toughest challenge yet, but also the odds are the same for everybody across the board. No champion's advantage.
Ethan Page grinds my gears. I don't like him.
That's what he's supposed to do.
They can put him back where he came from. Actually, he can go ahead and go back to where he came from because I don't want him here. The CEO, I think. No, excuse me. That's Mercedes. My bad. The chairman. I like him. He's great. I believe he's all mouth, all talk. Even though he could back up what he's talking about, I just don't feel that. Why this match? Same with Ethan Page. I feel like if Javon did the work to get a one-on-one, it should have stayed a one-on-one.
Well, they had the whole thing where they were like, "Oh, well, I pinned him."
Yeah.
Oh, I pinned him. It doesn't.
That doesn't matter.
Shut up.
But you know what? The power that be, Ava, ultimately agreed with that assessment, and Trick wanted the match.
The fact, you know what? To that brother right there, you be wanting these matches. I'm not mad at you. That shows you what type of champion you are, and I'll take all comers, right? Mm-hmm. And after seeing what I saw last night and how everybody talked, they talked mess. They were talking a lot of mess. Trick was as cool as a cucumber. Said his little thing, said what he needed to say, and left it be until they started going through tables and everything else, which we knew it was a contract sign. It was bound to happen.
Oh yeah, that's what happens in contract signings. Chairs and tables are going to get broken.
Oh my.
Oh wow.
Oh my. No, I've really enjoyed Trick. Like, I've enjoyed watching him go from the mouthpiece. I've enjoyed watching him compete with his best friend, compete against his best friend. I don't know if they're best friends too. But, I've enjoyed watching him, I don't want to say grow up, but, evolve into the credible threat that he is now. I enjoy that he also, and you have to respect the grind. Like, anybody, anytime, wherever, whoever, it doesn't matter. He didn't sit here and go, oh no, this was the Battle Royal. This was the person I'm supposed to fight. This is the person I'm competing against. The rest of y'all can have a seat and come back at a different time. He didn't do that. He said, you know what, that's fine. Come on, bring him in. Think back to even when Ethan Page first got here. That's fine. Give him whatever he wants so I can whoop him.
Whatever we've got to do so I can get this match against him.
Literally.
My thing is, he's taken the approach of, I'm going to even put him right up there with Sammy. He's taking the approach of, I will fight you. I don't care. Anytime, any place, anywhere. Let's go. That's just what Trick is giving. He's giving that energy of a confident champion.
Very similar to Johnny Gargano type of style. He's another person who bet on himself.
He did.
And it's worked out. Javon Evans is the same way. He has bet on himself, and so far it's worked. So give credit where credit's due. Come hook or crook when it comes to Page and to Spears. They did what they needed to. Oh, Lord, here we go again.
Are you trying to tell us that he's going to appear in this match?
Oh, my. It's not like the signs hadn't been there. Oh, boy. You heard it here first. A top rope spoiler. You heard it.
Just kidding.
But either way, let's move on to our picks for the main event. Kia, 4 people. Only one person can walk out champ. Who leaves Toronto as NXT champ?
Trick Williams. I wouldn't be wearing this shirt for nothing.
Trick Willie!
He gonna whoop him, and whoop him good.
Whoop that Tricks,
Whoop
huh?
them. Whoop all of them, including Javon. I like Javon.
Javon, to me, I feel like, is destined to be a champion. I think, you've got a great competitor and someone the NXT universe is hard behind. I think you're giving him this push to really put his name out there, but I think it's a little too early for him. I think this is the perfect opportunity for one of the heels to be able to move in and to be able to swipe the title out from under Trick. I do think Trick is, preparing to potentially move on to bigger and better things, potentially main roster or whatnot. With that being said, I'm actually going to call a title change here. I'm going Shawn Spears. I'm going to take the chairman to win this match, especially with no disqualifications, no countouts. Chairs can be used. So I'm going to go with perhaps another move where maybe Javon or Trick does all the work, but ultimately it's going to be Spears that will take advantage of it, and I like him winning the championship. No pressure. That steal your thunder?
No.
Excellent.
I mean, I want Trick to win.
Well, then pick him.
I want Trick to win. That doesn't mean he's going to win. So it's like... Did they see that? Was that on camera?
No, the angle would have been a little off. The cat just jumped off. The other cat, not the one that started, but the other cat just hopped from that table over to the couch and got Alyssa giggling. But either way, back to it. Okay. Got about a minute left.
All right. It's difficult because you want Trick to win, but this is the perfect way for him not to be involved. I just don't see Ethan either. Don't piss me off. Oh, shoot. Let me see the picture. The winner usually blows at me. Hold on.
Roman's not in the picture.
Shut up. He's in my picture.
And on your shirt, too.
Yep. Alright. I'm going to do it. No, I'm not. Trick is winning. Trick is going to do it.
Trick.
He going to find a way.
All right.
All right.
Well, hey, he seems confident in his ability to be able to get it done, but all right, we'll go with... So again, this is another one of those fun situations where head and heart, exactly, but also I've opened up a lot of doors this weekend for y'all. Kia's gone against the grind on a couple of them as well, so usually we're pretty confident about usually leaving a lot of parity and or not leaving a ton of parity, and we usually we're all gonna pick the same across the board. Not this weekend. Like this weekend, we jumped all over the place. So this one's going to be fun where I've got no clue what our scoreboard is going to look like when we head into SummerSlam.
I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm not. This feels good on my shoulder. I want to keep it. Yeah, well, I believe we have perhaps a pour of the tea that maybe can speak on that. Maybe y'all should talk about the documentary. We've already mentioned what you're going to talk about next week on your new episode, talking about Liv Morgan and her story with Dom, as well as her status as a role model to the young ladies and whatnot. So definitely something to look forward to.
Next week.
Exactly. But either way, parting words before... Good grief. Da, 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 da.
Copyright infringement.
Parting words, ladies. Let's take it home.
I'm scared, y'all. Pray for me. Because, child, these picks right here, I went a lot on edge. But I didn't win my 2 championships for nothing. So...
It somehow manages to always somehow work out.
Gotta trust the process. Positive vibes.
I'm gonna pull a J, and I'm gonna duck underneath somebody's ring. That if I don't, if I just
swear to God,
if
I'm be under the couch while
right. I'm behind the couch, under the couch, under the table. I mean,
swear to God, I'm telling you, I'm be under the TV stand.
Right? Hey, girl. Hey. I'm rooting on myself. I'm betting on myself. I hope my picks, help me right now. Because it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I'm excited for both PLEs. I cannot wait. Hate that we can't be there, but we tried. We work, so we can't always be where we want to be when we want to be with the people we want to be with.
Gotta keep the lights on,
We gotta keep bills paid up in here.
That's it. But either way, y'all have a good rest of your week. Enjoy SmackDown, and then let's look forward to Toronto this weekend.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's do it.